What's up? Welcome into the Funshop podcast with Greg and Ronnie. We are streaming to you live from Los Angeles, California. Let's get started. How you feeling today, Greg?
What's up, Ronnie? I'm feeling all right.
Doing all right?
Yeah, you know, I'm wearing sunglasses today.
The future's too bright. You got to wear
Future's
shades.
too bright, man.
I get it. We feeling all right. Blood sugar's all right. We had a little Panda Express.
Yeah,
so
shout out.
Feeling all right.
Shout out Pandex. You know, I will say, and you know, we were talking about this, and I'll say, you know, look, I support my local Chinese joints, but you know, being a vegan, when you go to Chinese restaurants, one of the things that like kind of not makes me go to some of the more like we used to call it like bulletproof Chinese. It's like the Chinese behind the bulletproof glass.
Okay,
that's what they call it in. That's what they call it in New York, the bulletproof Chinese.
Okay.
You know, it's like the vegetables. I always feel like most people are going in there for like General Tso's chicken and like chow mein and things like that. So, you know, if you order like tofu or vegetables, I'm like a little nervous.
Might not be what it is, or it might not be good.
For instance, like the tofu and eggplant you got me today was delicious. It was fresh. The eggplant was like still purple. It was glistening. It was a nice glaze. I'm just saying, Panda Express for, you know, American Chinese cuisine, it's pretty good.
Yeah. And I mean, also because of the quick turnaround, the freshness and stuff. So you're always getting kind of a higher quality rather than something that's been sitting out for hours.
Right. Well, that's why people always say, you know, when you go to like lunch somewhere and you're like, oh, there's like people, it's like happening. Then, you know, it's because it's like, okay, well, you know, the food is fresh.
Right. Yeah. That's why that's why Donald Trump goes to McDonald's. same principle, right?
Is that the same principle?
I don't know.
I don't know about that, but no hate to McDonald's though.
No,
never. Just a little bit.
Still one of my go-to breakfast spots. But how was your weekend? You got any good pickups? Do anything interesting out of the ordinary, or just the usual?
I guess it was a long weekend for most people, right? It was Labor Day weekend.
We still got our whites on.
Yeah, I still got my whites on. Yeah, it was cool, you know. I stayed here, just kind of chilled at the house. Let me think. Saturday. Well, Saturday actually, I went to go check out the Revenge of, which is like the pinball, you know, the pinball joint. Right. But now they have like a
comic book signings.
It's a comic book store. They also have like a cafe, but then they have this whole back area now that's like, I guess, this gallery space. And our friend Alex Pardee took it over. So he had a bunch of stuff up. So I went and checked out for a minute. And then, Sunday was like, this was one of those odd months where there was a fifth Sunday. And then not every fifth Sunday, but some of the fifth Sundays, Long Beach has an extra market. So I went to the extra Long Beach market. I found some fun stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a little
slower than
usual.
Sunday.
Like, but the good thing is, you know, that people is like, there's less people out. So that means less competition, right? And because some of the people, like, they came through like it was any other Sunday.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, just came legit hard. But then there was also, you know, people that you necessarily don't see, you know?
Maybe they usually can't get that third Sunday spot, so they opted for the fifth Sunday.
Yeah, I think a fifth Sunday is like pretty much open to whoever wants to go there. Like, you know, even getting there at, you know, I usually get there around 5:30, 6 o'clock.
In the morning?
And, you know, usually there's like there's like this whole line to get in. And when I got there at, you know, whatever, 5:30, closer to 6, like everyone was already in, all the tents were up. I'm like, ooh, I'm late. You know, but that was fun. I found some cool things. I don't have anything here.
Yeah, but we kind of know.
I mean, I have some really cool. I found some really cool vintage T-shirts. You know, like how I said, I really don't deal in T-shirts unless they just show up at a booth. And you know, this one woman that I bought a lot of scripts from, she had a couple of scripts. I got this incredible script that's in my Funshop now. It's a. You ever see the movie Once Upon a Time in America?
Yeah, was that with like Johnny
Robert
Depp?
De Niro? The one with Robert De Niro.
I'm not as familiar, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a continuity script.
Oh, that was Mexico, I was thinking, the one with Johnny Depp.
So it's like a continuity script. So it's like it's an interesting piece because it's something that's like very specific. I forget the exact name of it, but it's like basically like it's the script that they make after the movie, like it's the final, like whatever the script ends up being. Because
final draft, or after a final draft.
It's like no, after the movie's made. It's like the final, it's like checking every line by line, and then it's like also, making notes, and then, checking to make sure all the details. So it's literally like the entire film is transcribed on the paper.
Interesting. That's interesting because the script is a product of after what it's intended use for is made, and then they made one more.
This has even more to the script though, because it will say like, intro credits. Like it'll actually show every single moment of the film.
Like a perfect one, or I don't know if there must be a term in the industry.
Yeah, I think it's called it's more than just continuity. But I can't remember the.
It's okay. We'll figure it out.
Figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's very interesting. So this lady had these scripts. So she had T-shirts for you.
She had T-shirts too. Really cool.
Music theme, movie.
No,
themed?
They were like so she buys like storage units, and I guess the woman she's like, oh, the woman is Japanese. That's all she said.
Okay.
So she had these like really cool like early to like probably like mid 80s like shirts that you would see for sale in the streets of Harajuku. They were kind of like, they looked like very punk.
Huh.
Like a lot of just stuff all over it. And
would it be like music properties, or it wouldn't be like Pokemon, obviously?
Well, but the one shirt, like for instance, the shirt that was cool. It was like, it had like this like kind of rockabilly dude with like a pompadour and like sunglasses. Then it had like a Walkman, and it had a girl. And then on the back, it had these like two Chinese, like Japanese kids. And then it said something.
So it's illustrations.
Illustrations, but like photographs.
Oh, photographs. Okay.
Yeah, photograph. Like it had that very like like stationaire sex shop. Vivienne Westwood, Malcolm McLaren, like that kind of style.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
you're gonna have to show me.
I'll have to show you. I'm gonna put them on the. I'll probably put them up soon on the shop.
So I mean, what about these shirts attracted to you? I mean, it was like something that's like, oh, these might be.
They're
something.
vintage. Yeah, they're 80s. The price was right. I also expensive toy. That's okay. I just knocked down an expensive toy.
It's okay. I didn't do it. So it's all right. We're leaning it forward.
I break, I cry. You break, you buy.
It's all right. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, we'll just put it aside so we don't have to deal with it.
Yeah. We're just dropping toys. I forgot, what was the question?
We're talking about what drew you to these T-shirts. The
whatever.
Value?
It was just the fact that they were vintage. They were the right price, and it just had the good look at the right price.
Right.
Where I was like, I was going to take a gamble on it.
But it's nothing you're going to wear.
No, but there is a really cool shirt. It's a King of the Hill from like 1998, and the shirt is all white, and then in the middle it's just like a hand holding a beer. Okay. So it's like you're just supposed to be like the King of the Hill, like holding like the whole. It's a very conceptual late 90s t-shirt.
Yeah. It's not one with the characters on it.
No, it's supposed to look like you are King of the Hank Hill,
holding
like
a beer.
sitting there holding your beer.
Yeah.
It's like very conceptual, which so that was very, very conceptual.
I think I would still need some fan made propane tank with like a Strickland propane logo or something.
Oh yeah, dude. As far as like King of the Hill shirts go, this is probably like one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
I think even the thing that sucked is that it's kind of dirty. So it's like sometimes with white t-shirts, if they're dirty and they're not new old stock, sometimes I'll wash them, if they've already been washed. But if it's brand, it's like it still had the tag, but it was funny because the tag had been marked down so many times. And it was like one of those.
It's holding an Alamo beer, right? That's
it's just like a little hand holding
Alamo beer.
Yeah, whatever it is, but yeah,
that's their brand. That's interesting.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun.
I did not go to Long Beach this week. We're still going to our weekly toy plug in Whittier, and I've been picking up like episode 1 stuff and like just off the wall random 90s toys.
I did in that lot though. I did get an episode 1 hat. with the original tag that you might be interested
You're
in.
gonna have to show me that one. Yeah, I don't know why the episode 1 right now, just because the prices are good enough, and I mean they were never very high. You know, the figures were never expensive, and now I'm just grabbing up pod racers and stuff and weird Gungan like animals and just I don't know, weird creatures. So I'm buying up Star Wars stuff right now. Picked up another arcade 1-up last Wednesday before the show last week. So
that's awesome.
I think I'm up to like my 7th machine.
Yeah, you're at 7 now.
Yeah,
right?
7 machines.
You're gonna have more arcades than we have podcast episodes soon.
Oh, I don't think so. We're up to 9 this week.
We are
so
up to 9.
yeah, I do have my 8th one planned. So soon. And then I got like some adult items that I can't really show. It's not really show worthy. So yeah,
that's for the After Hours podcast.
Yeah, it's for Ronnie's side quest maybe coming out. We're talking about doing like a supplemental material for the podcast.
You already like had enough of me. You're like, we're not even on episode 10 yet. I got to start my own thing.
I just feel like we need continuing
just more stuff. Yeah,
constant.
Could be like Leisure Suit Larry type.
Could be, and also with the fantasy football coming up, I'm just looking for more outlets to express all my emotions and my rage, and my energy. So I don't know, possibly, but
look, man, I get it. We all need our outlets.
Yeah, absolutely, big one. Fantasy season is always a big one.
So. Something that popped up in our feed was this. Actually, Ronnie, why don't you can tell a little, even though I sent it to you, you could probably say it a little better because you did the research on it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because you had sent it to me, and I was just curious about how it all started.
It was on Fanatics Connect.
So it all started with let me pull it up here.
So basically, some thieves. They stole printed canvas from a Taco Bell restaurant that he had been commissioned to make, and I guess they sold it. It's now it's worth a ton of money or something.
Yeah. So I mean, it was mostly by this artist Mark T. Smith, right? Reading off this Instagram post. He's from Westlake, Ohio, and I guess he was commissioned by Taco Bell. But people started like taking the prints from the restaurants and selling them, and they were going for around $800 at first, and then recently, maybe a few months ago, they were going for as high as $1,600.
Yeah, that's wild,
it's
dude.
just kind of interesting that I don't know.
Okay, here's man, I'm like ready for I feel like I was like my older brother in the 90s when I was always asking about the 70s, right? Like, dude, the 90s weren't like, these people need to get over this crap, man. Like the 90s weren't that cool. Like I worked at Taco Bell in the 90s. So I could tell you it's not, unless you think I'm cool.
Well, I mean, is it as much as that the relics from Taco Bell, or is it there's some sort of value in this work?
Well, I mean, it's kind of funny because looking at it now, I mean, it's, God, I mean, I think what it is it's that very, it's that Basquiat-esque
right
look to it which is, wow, we can really, that kind of goes into what we were going to talk about with art in general. But, looking at these now again, I mean, they're very, they had a point. Like when I worked at Taco Bell, it was more of like, I didn't have this style. This looks like more of like that, like almost like this like Southwest kind of like style where they were trying to make it a little more like upscale. But I think the fact is it's like very digestible, kind of, interesting because, if you think about it now, I mean, the estates have basically like, guys like Basquiat and like Keith Haring and, Andy Warhol, but his whole, I mean, I guess it really kind of works, but, they've like, I mean, God, they've given the license to everybody and anybody at this point. Right. So that style of artwork is like all over the place. So maybe the appeal to it is it has that Basquiat look.
Right.
And then it's from the 90s. And like I remember when I worked at Taco Bell, like it was like they had just gotten like the Muzak, and I remember they were like playing like the Ramones and stuff, which I thought was really interesting. So yeah, it's kind of interesting though, because it definitely has that Basquiat style.
It's like I don't want to like use the wrong words, but it's like easily digestible, like abstract, illustrative kind of art.
Yeah, it's illustrative, and I mean it comes from like one of the most like influential, I guess, or most like like I said, I mean, you talk about like 1980s contemporary art, street art, whatever. I mean, Basquiat and Keith Haring are like at the top of your tongue, right? So it's like at this point, everybody knows who Basquiat is. They know him because of the movie. They know him because of his art. They know him because of his, I mean, if you have the privilege to see, I forget what museum had it, but they had, all these pages from his scrapbook and stuff, and scrapbooks that are not scrapbooks, but like sketchbooks where you could look at it. And he was very, inspirational. He continues to inspire like a generation, especially African-American, artists. So his work is so important. And so I guess it is interesting now looking at those again, because it's really such a, it's a take of that style in the 90s where, it was almost like everyone was kind of going away from that style, right? Like even like how we were talking, kind of in the late 90s, it was like, people were buying, they wanted stuff that was like, they wanted stuff that was more detailed. They wanted stuff that, where the people it might have been inspired by, but, they want to see something very refined.
Yeah.
And it kind of, sorry, I mean to like hog the mic, but, it's like I kind of blew your mind earlier telling you about how like the whole, modern art movement is like a CIA psyop.
All right, yeah. That's kind of that's a whole nother.
That's a whole other. But the thing is what I was explaining to you is that once you start to realize that you're not crazy for wondering why a bunch of paint splattered on a canvas is worth millions of dollars. You were told, you were psychologically controlled to believe that, and what that's kind of happened to that is it's kind of it kind of created this like generational like laziness in art where people could think that like, oh, if I just like throw paint on a canvas and I can somehow convince the world that it's art. I mean, dude, look, half of the business now is, you have to sell yourself. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And, even a gallery. So I mean, it's kind of a, I mean, speaking of which, I guess that kind of gets us also to another topic in art, which is art censorship. And so our friend Johnny Ryan,
here, let me give you the,
who did the logo for our show. So this is a card. This is a card of a print that he did, or actually of a drawing, colored illustration that was hanging at Super Chief Gallery, and it was actually taken down because Super Chief reposted this art and said, "Hey, come check out this show."
Yeah, what was the theme of the show?
I'm not quite sure what the theme was, but it was I think Luc Peltier.
Okay.
Who's a great artist. Like, I love his art. He's the guy who I was telling you makes the modern matchbooks and stuff.
Right.
So it was a group show that he was in, and I guess when
it was somewhat related to Native American history.
No, I don't think it had anything to do with that. It was just Johnny. Well, because Johnny and I are friends, so he told me the context. But he had just read this book about the Comanches, Empire of the Sun, I think it's called. I don't know. You could like look it up, but I actually looked it up before because I've read it or I listened to it, but I couldn't remember it. But it's essentially, I mean, the Comanche tribe was like, they held off. They're like pretty incredible because they were, and I don't want to say the word wrong, but they were savage in the sense that they did what they had to do to protect their people. And they did it so well that they actually held off Europeans for like over 200 years.
Long time.
Yeah, I mean, the Americans, or, it wasn't until America that it really, what happened. I mean, so a lot of what
we read in the book.
Yeah, so this was basically just a reaction to some of the things that they would do to if they caught what were they called at the time? Like really settlers.
It would be really that graphic.
Oh, dude, this is all. That's the crazy thing is like
it took the literal verbatim what he read.
Oh yeah, dude. If you read the book, I think it's can you look it up? It's called like Empire. It's called like Empire of the Comanche book. Because I'm gonna just keep on. What is it called? We'll find it.
I'll bring it up.
Okay.
Empire of the Summer Moon
by
S.C. Gwynn.
Quanah Parker and the Rise and Fall of the Comanches.
Okay.
So yeah, dude, I mean, look, it's brutal. It's crazy. I mean, all this stuff is based on, and so I think what happened, and look, I've known Ed and Bill. I used to go to, I went to Super Chief when they were like first opened. I've always supported their gallery. I love their gallery, but I mean, you guys, you really missed it with this one. So, Super Chief, after taking it down, so the art had been hanging in the show, right, for like almost a month. And then Super Chief made a post basically saying like, come check out the stuff. So then I guess people didn't understand the art. So instead of Super Chief saying like, doubling down and saying like, well, this is the story, or maybe, contacting Johnny and say, hey, could you tell us about what inspired you? They said this: my apology for posting Johnny Ryan's offensive comic yesterday. I realize it's pretty tone deaf despite what I saw as its intention to criticize American history culture. I'm not really interested in using the gallery as a vehicle to promote edgelord art. If the art doesn't communicate its message effectively and just makes people mad, then it's not effective and might just be bad. So basically, instead of defending the artist, they called Johnny an edgelord. So basically they're saying like, to me, an edgelord is like an anonymous like frog account on the internet, right? It's like somebody who, wants to like push buttons and purposely doesn't. And, someone like Johnny Ryan, I mean, yeah, Johnny Ryan he's not for everybody. He's a comic book artist. He's an illustrator. He's like, he's loved and probably hated by just as many loved. But at the end of the day, he's a artist. He makes comics. He makes comic books, right? And in this case, yeah, look, dude, I mean, like, watching a Comanche brave, pull a baby by the noose through cactus, all this happened. And so it's just, he's just showing a moment in time. And, so first of all, you're attacking the artist and you're saying that he's tone deaf, even though he's based on a book about American history that you probably haven't read. I'm really not interested in using the gallery as a vehicle to promote edgelord art. Okay. Like, as you shouldn't be, because like, okay, that's your prerogative. If the art doesn't communicate its message effectively and just makes people mad, then it's not effective. It might just be bad.
Yeah. Now you're being
critical of the art. And, and look, again, I love those guys, but then, I like open up the account today and they're like begging for money to stay in business. And they're like, oh, help save Super Chief Gallery. I've been supporting these guys for years. Why do I want to help save a gallery that is censoring other artists? When you and I went there, a couple months ago, and they had all this artwork from all the protests that have been going on.
Anti-ICE.
Right? Anti-ICE, anti-cop. I mean, I loved it, right? But like, would people go in there and be pissed off that they're seeing like all these messages of like, fuck the cops, fuck the USA, burning the, all this stuff, cop cars on fire, right? I have no problem with it. I like seeing the art. I like seeing the nudity. I like seeing all the different photography, right?
But we can't start censoring.
Can't start censoring. Like if I came in there, and then, you know, on the flip side, like if this had been, you know, instead of the Comanche, you know, showing what the Comanche did to people, you know, settlers, you know, prospectors, whatever, right? If this had been, if instead of the Comanches and the people, if it had been like youth and like Donald Trump, right? Like if it was like, oh, all these ways to kill Donald Trump, then they would have championed that. Everyone would have said, oh, how brave you are to do this, you know? And so you can't have it both ways, though. You can't have it, the art, when you like it, but then not support the artist when it's not convenient. And not only that, you don't contact the artist to ask them, well, what's behind this, right? Because if Johnny was allowed to defend himself, which he shouldn't have to, but if he was, he could explain to people. And, you know, and the excuse was like, oh, well, people are calling and they're saying they don't want to, you know, we had shows planned and they don't want to show our art anymore. Or we've had people say, well, they don't want to give us money. You know what? Fuck them.
They didn't want to give any more money because this art
that
was there?
was part of their excuse when they talked to Johnny Ryan about why they sent this fucking bullshit apology, blaming him for his art and blaming the fact that people weren't smart enough to understand it, so that it's just bad, right? So they were basically telling him like, oh, we've had people call and say like, we're not giving any more money to this gallery if this is the kind of art. It's like, I'd be like, okay, well, fuck you then. Go to another gallery then. We don't censor our artists. Right? Or just like, don't ask Johnny to be part of the show in the first place. That's how you can not have art. But it's like, you know, I've been to Super Chief, and to me, Super Chief is a gallery I want to go to because it's championing the underdog, right? It's promoting the counterculture. It's promoting the culture, right? And you don't censor your culture. You don't censor the people, especially over something like this. You know what I mean?
If a gallery like Super Chief is willing to censor artists like this, then we're
fucked.
We're in deep trouble, because
Dude,
what other art galleries are showing art like that?
Right, and we're already fighting it, right, man? You have Trump wanting to put people in jail for a year for burning the flag and skirting the First Amendment and the Constitution by saying it's inciting a riot, right? You can't burn the Israeli flag, because if you burn the Israeli flag, you're burning the Star of David. So it's like, it's hate speech, right? You can't, you know, so it's like we're fighting like real censorship, like, you know, not to mention all the other fucked up shit that's going on right now in this world. And so, like you said, if a gallery like Super Chief can't defend an artist like Johnny Ryan, then like, what the fuck's going on, man? You know, like the world is more effed up than we thought. Speaking of which, Johnny Ryan's F My Son premiering at the Toronto. So Johnny Ryan's. I said fuck so many times this episode.
Right. Toronto, Canada, Toronto Film Festival.
The Toronto Film Festival. It's going to be the world premiere of Fuck My Son. You can buy you can actually buy the comic book in his shop, and I guess if you buy the comic, you get one of these free cards. So if that's not a plug for Johnny Ryan, cool. I don't know what is.
I think the story is very interesting, and honestly, what kind of person goes to an art gallery, let alone one like Super Chief, and complains about art that you don't see, that you don't like? I mean, why would anyone go to any art gallery and complain about the art, you know, without learning about it, or, you know, or anything like that? I mean,
well, this is the rub, right? It wasn't even the fact that people were going there, right? Because it
was the post promoting
if they had the cops union protesting their show, right? They would have loved that. They would have promoting that. Right. If Johnny's, like I said, if Johnny's art was killing Trump, or if it was like, you know, Jesus, you know, being, you know, killed multiple ways, right? Or if he showed like the, you know, what, like Jesus, like his walk on, you know, like walk at the cross. It's like, you might have people coming in. I mean, God forbid he, you know, literally he like wants to draw a picture of Muhammad, right? Like he could be shot.
Right.
So you're not going to protect your artist from a cartoon about the Comanches? Like, and it's like, if I was a Comanche and saw us, be like, yeah, we fucked them up. Right?
Yeah.
But whatever, it doesn't matter. It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
And you don't censor cartoons.
Yeah.
Because what happens is there's people that will kill other people because they don't like their cartoon. And is that the kind of society we want to live in? We don't. Like, that's what makes the United States different. That's why people come here. That's why we have the First Amendment, right? It's the idea to say whatever we want without the persecution, right? We can say, we can make, we can do what we, it's our God-given rights, it's natural law, and that's how things should be. And I mean, it's getting pretty deep, but to me, it's very personal because, like, I'm an artist. I've supported artists. I don't, if I don't like art, I just don't promote it.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Yeah. 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 Exactly.
It's like, I don't go out of my way to censor an artist or put an artist down and say their art is bad because I don't like it.
Yeah.
Right. And you know what? And it's like, so what? Yeah. There's a lot of bad art and you could tell people it's bad, but also you have to remember that it's also a CIA psyop. So, you never know what you're really liking.
I always hated getting duped like that, like looking at art that I don't understand and you try to read the description and they're trying to tell you in a very convoluted way what it means. And I'm just, I never got into that.
Yeah, look, I'm not.
I know what I like.
Exactly. And that was the other thing we were saying, in the whole, because generally the whole structure is out to trick you, right? Like, even if you go to, like, let's say you go to, like, art fair or something, and you talk to somebody who's like an art dealer and you say, well, I just buy what I like. And they say, oh, well, you're such a novice. That's like what you do when you first start collecting. Let me sell you these polka dots on a canvas for $1 million. And then we could talk about real art collectors. Like, shut the F up. It's such a scam. The art world is a scam. And galleries that censor artists deserve to be closed. Sorry, guys. You censor artists, you deserve to be closed. End of story. So, you know what? Like, you guys got to make it right because you haven't, and I'll just let it sit there. But, yeah.
No, I agree with you. I feel the same way with all the hype. I feel the same way about Kobe beef. Because I love beef, and they're always trying to upsell you on the Kobe beef, and it's like I don't know too much about it.
Really from Kobe?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And then it's like, and then they overcook it so that you can't even really tell the difference. It's just like a little bit of beef and all this fat.
Dude, look,
that's what it mostly is.
I will say, man, I am vegan now. I'm not, but dude, that A5 Wagyu beef. I remember having that for the first time. I don't even know. It's like the highest, okay. And it's so delicate.
I understand. It is so delicate. It's how you prepare it. How did you have it prepared?
Delicately, like you're supposed to, not in a chopped cheese, they're making it now. It's like, it just becomes another word, right? Like, remember, it was like Angus beef, right? Who the fuck's Angus?
Yeah.
Right. And then it was like, oh, grass fed. Like, oh, I thought that's what do cows eat if they're not eating grass? Right. Well, like, what is, like, no, I want I want the ones that, like, no, I want the stupid ones that eat the rocks. I want the cows that eat the rocks.
That's my point, though, with the Kobe beef. Like, all you need is like a hot stone.
Right.
And you just kind of sear it really quick.
Right.
And then while it's melting, you taste it. And
that's
the only way.
That's the only way.
If you have it any other way, you're fooling yourself. Because you're not even getting the whole point.
It's just
that's how I look at this. Like this art.
It's similar. The art world. You should the Kobe art world beef.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, the art world beef. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh my gosh, yeah, very passionate about that subject. Right?
Yeah, dude. I'm very passionate about it, and I will like fight. Look, I mean, that's what people, that's what founded this country, right? Is like people fighting for their rights. And, I'm willing to, dude, I'm willing to fight for my rights to party. Like, if you're not, then like, what are we going to do? Like, go to jail? I mean, go to prison, right?
Not me.
It's like, anyways, what's next, Ronnie?
Well, recently, I think it was even today. Well, you showed it to me, and then like I looked it up, and I think it came up today. Very interesting post about Mr. T's daughter. Kind of switching gears here, but about Mr. T's daughter.
Do you want to just play a clip of it, or
yeah? Let me pull it up.
So Mr. T's daughter, her name is
Erica Nicole Clark.
Erica Nicole Clark. Mm-hmm. You know, and so if people didn't know, like I guess I still do collect Mr. T memorabilia, but at one point I was the Mr. T guy.
Okay.
Right? Like everybody knew me. You know, obviously me and Mike Essel, we like kind of combined. We had the biggest Mr. T collection in the world. I mean, we were on like stupid TV shows.
What's that have to do with this story?
Well, I'm just kind of telling my background of like Mr. T, you know, so it's like we had Totally Obsessed, and then, you know, we were on all these things. And so kind of coming to now, like I don't collect Mr. T stuff as much, but I have, you know, interesting stuff. Anyways, I don't know where I'm going with this, but
it's okay.
The connection is that anytime Mr. T's in the news is it always gets sent to me.
Oh, because people know.
So,
all right.
Yeah, so this story had gotten sent to me like 9 or 10 times. And so I wanted to tell you because I was like, hey, this could be an interesting topic to talk about, plus mixed with what I have in my collection that's pretty interesting.
Right. So yeah, this article that I had.
Why don't you play it? Why don't you just play?
I'm going to play it. I don't know how the sound will pick up because I don't know if the sound is completely hooked up.
Yeah.
But we'll watch it. We'll watch it on this one. See how it works. It's maybe a few minutes. I'll see if it comes up.
Yeah. I'm like one of the last dial-up internet
if
here.
We can hear it.
If we can.
Dad is Mr. T.
We can kind of hear it, right?
Yeah.
Most people think I'm lying when I say that, but I'm like, why would I pick him? Like,
it's kind of crazy too. I mean, if you look at her in the face, you're like, okay, I can see Mr. T.
So either everyone believed me or no one believed me. Like there was no in between. I grew up in a very wealthy neighborhood, so everybody believed me there because they were like, why the fuck else is your black ass here? When I was a kid, we lived on the south side of Chicago, and like I get it. Like I'm a black girl at an all-black school, and I'm trying to explain to my friends that the reason why they've never seen my dad before is because he's doing WrestleMania with Hulk Hogan, right? Like everybody was like, "Shut the fuck up, Erica," right?
Would that have been WrestleMania 1?
WrestleMania 1, yeah.
I got this complex, and this is for real. My friends will tell you, or like people I meet. If I'm on stage, I'll talk about my dad, but I never tell people like who my dad is or like stuff I've seen because no one ever believes me, and they like really don't. Like I will give you an example, like because like when I was in kindergarten, first grade, like kids kind of like ostracized me and wouldn't talk to me because I was like little lion ass Erica, you know, like they didn't believe me. And so this one weekend,
like how do you
tell you guys this? Don't tell anybody the story, but this
I love
one
that
weekend went to this WrestleMania event with my dad, and he was partners with Hulk Hogan, right? And my dad, it was the first time I was seeing wrestling live, right? So my dad's like, don't worry about it. It's fake. He's telling me, I have a sister who's 8 years older than me. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's all fake, whatever, blah, blah. And he's in this wrestling match with this guy named Roddy Piper. Do you guys know who that is? Okay. And it's another dude or whatever, right? So my dad gets into the ring.
Just a dude. Just Roddy Piper.
Flips my dad in a way, and he cracks my dad's ribs, right? So my dad has to go see him.
Took him to Piper's Pit.
Right? So me and my sister are crying, whatever. They take my dad to the ER. They bring him back to he comes back to the hotel room. He's all bandaged up, and like Hulk Hogan's in our hotel room, and Hulk Hogan's doing like lines of cocaine, right? And he still has the yellow shorts on, right? And he's like, T, I'm gonna fuck him up when I see. I swear to God, I'm gonna fuck him up. And my dad's just like, oh God, my ribs hurt so badly, right? And then there's a knock at the door, and it was Roddy Piper, right? And he goes, hey, T, I'm real sorry about what happened. And Hulk Hogan's like, fuck that, and grabs Roddy Piper and brings him into the hotel room, throws him against the wall, smashes the mirror. They're beating him. My dad's trying to break it up. Hulk Hogan's wife, Linda's there, and she's like, Terry, stop, right? And I'm like, wow. I didn't know that was his name, right? So
that's good. That's so good.
My mom is trying to make my dad stop, and they're just beating, and all this stuff is flipped over and shit like that. Me and my sister are crying, and then we get on a plane. We come back to Chicago. I go to class. We're sitting in a sharing circle, and the teacher's like, "What'd you do this weekend?" And I was like, "Not a fucking thing." All right.
So good.
Because nobody ever believed her.
No one ever. So, of course, Greg, right? Who's got like I'm the little like. Did you ever see that episode of Amazing Stories? And there's like the weird guy. There's the guy, and he's like pushing around a cart, and he's got like he's got like everything that it's like anything. He's got like Amazing Fantasy 15 or like Action Comics 1. I don't remember the episode exactly, but he basically had.
It's not the Mark Hamill one.
Is it? Yeah, I think it's the Mark Hamill one. I think so. But that's kind of like me. I'm the weird little dude with the.
Oh, I know.
With the shopping cart.
I know.
So I was like looking through my stuff, and I've had.
Okay, yeah, we got to put this up.
So I've had this photo. It's hard to see. I've had this photo of Hulk Hogan with his little yellow shorts with two little African American girls that look a lot like Mr. T. So, Erica, if you're watching, I think I have one of your childhood photos.
Yeah, and I believe that's. I mean, she's the younger one, and she said she had a sister that was 8 years older.
Sister.
So I think that's her and her older sister.
I think that's her and older sister, and
we got to get that. We got to get that photo dusted for any white residual powder.
Yeah, I was kind of like I was looking harder at the photo now to see if I saw any little stains.
But we'll take a better photo of it, and we'll post it on our channel.
It, and then yeah. So Erica,
it'll be like, Erica, is this you?
Yeah.
Well, we think we have a photo of you and your
look,
sister.
I'll say if we haven't had a guest yet, but if you want to come here and be a guest on our show, I'll actually give you I'll give you this photo back, or I'll give this photo to you, and so you can like remember your childhood and that amazing story. And so again, I have a photo of what looks like Erica, her sister, and Hulk Hogan wearing the little yellow shorts right off the stage at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I don't see any cocaine.
He's in the locker room.
Yeah, it looks like a locker room.
Have to get a photo matched with what he looked like when he left.
But Erica, if you were wearing a green
sweater vest
and jeans, then I have a photo of you.
Yeah, no, that's very cool.
I mean, look, I had a photo because it's Hulk Hogan, right? I don't care about the kids, but like it was Hulk Hogan, right? But I think this is her, so pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible.
Have a kind of relevant to some news that we found out today online, and to have a photo like that is kind of fun.
Yeah, no, I was like kind of, it's like beautiful minding it. I'm like thinking about it, and I was like, that sounds familiar. And I'm looking through my photos, and I was like, I think I have a photo that documents that.
Yeah. No, it's the quest. It's not a hunt, but it's the quest to try to reunite this photo with this person.
Well,
that's interesting.
I know you've asked me before about the appeal of collecting photos, and for people that the strangest thing that once you collect photos, you don't think about it, but like taking the like outside looking in, it's like, well, why would anybody want photos of people they don't know? Right? Like that's the initial,
because they're naked.
That's a good answer. Okay, so apart from being naked, so man, that's too good. That was too good.
Number one answer,
I don't know what else to say.
That's the reason why I want a lot of photos of people I don't know because they're nude.
So I know I was going to say. So you made that. And so you made that incredible joke. That was wonderful. People do. There is even like Facebook groups, and there's groups where like people find a photo and then they'll try to like find the person. So sometimes if it's an old photo, like they'll find their grave, and a lot of times like because people have little like obituaries and memorials, and so they'll like upload the photo so that it adds a context, because like I have one photo of my grandfather. That's it.
Wow.
Only one photo, because he died. My dad was born in 1923, and my grandfather died when he was like a little kid. Oh. So I never knew him, and I only have one photo. So if all of a sudden, there was like an album of photos, right, of like my family, I would like freak out. So one, so that's why. So some people when they buy it, they'll try to connect it back to the family. But also a lot of times people don't understand that most of the times these are in the wild, at the flea markets because the family didn't want them.
Yeah.
I mean, what's more tragic and how they end up in the market more so than not is through, storage lockers, and being there, and then they just kind of, and it's like people, it's like people don't, everything's digital now, they don't really, like a lot of people, like some people appreciate it, but they don't want these like dusty books and, the pages are peeling and.
Or if anything, you scan them and have a digital, so you
right.
You can toss the
Yeah.
ones.
You scan it, so it's like, well, why do I need to like hold it or whatever?
I feel like just listening to you talk about that. I mean, it's not a real thing, but it has to do with old photos. Like, I mean, it's kind of stupid. It's neither here nor there. But that movie, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Okay,
and, they're trying to solve a mystery, and like these old photos, like they scan these old photos and look at the details in them to really try to, 40, 50-year-old, 60-year-old photos, and they're trying to use it to solve this mystery. I don't know. I think that's kind of interesting. Like I said, it has nothing to do with anything. Well, it's just my stupid mind.
But it's funny, right? Because like, you look at this photo initially and you're like, okay, it's a photo of like, it's a great snapshot of Hulk Hogan. But when you pair it together with that story, it makes the photo that much more insane. Because you're like, oh, that's not just Hulk Hogan. That's Hulk Hogan and
Mr.
T's daughters.
Right.
And Mr. T, and now Mr. T's daughter, it was like, like our age, is like telling this crazy story about WrestleMania 1 that's like insane.
You had no idea that was her before you heard the story.
No, I didn't know that it was necessarily. I mean, I thought that it could have been because I was like kind of looking. I was like, but I wasn't exactly sure.
But now it makes it that much more. Now it brings it value. It's phenomenal. There's value to it.
And that's where it's like that's what like one photo can do is like catch a moment, and then if the photo has a story behind it, it's even better because we don't. That's all the evidence we have. We didn't have iPhones in our pockets, right? Everything was analog.
I'll tell you, there's one photo I'd like to find. I feel like it's an impossible photo. When I traveled last time I went to China, I had a layover in Korea, and while I was waiting,
original photo of General So.
No, the chicken guy. No, but while we were gonna wait to board a plane coming back to the U.S., a girl was gonna take a picture of the sunset.
Okay.
But I had walked by right as she snapped, and I photobombed her, and she cracked up. And she told me later that it's a ridiculous photo, but we never linked or traded information. And I want to see that photo.
But it was digital, or it was like
I think it was digital because it was in 2009 or 2011
so
when there
were
digital
exist.
Cameras. Right. So part of me has always been like, I wonder in the digital age, how the internet does its thing.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can somehow find this photo that was taken to me in Korea at sunset, by this random stranger I was on a plane with,
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
So I'm like, that's the one photo and it wouldn't probably even be printed. It would probably be digital,
Yeah.
So it might be on the internet somewhere floating around, but who knows?
Well,
I'm not nude in that one though. So
yeah, no, you kind of want to be nude. I was gonna say if it was like a printed photo, you'd probably just be like a blur. They probably just toss that, throw it in the trash or whatever.
But she said it at exact words was recoculous. The photo was recoculous.
Recoculous.
Yeah, kind of it was
like
redunculous. Yeah, recoculous.
Repeater Dinkleridge.
Oh man. Don't get into that. I haven't seen the
new
Toxic Avenger.
I want to see it. No. I mean,
see it too.
Dude, I don't. Me. I like wait till it comes on TV.
From the trailers, it looked kind of dry. The humor was a little dry, so I'm like, oh, okay. But I'm sure it has over the top.
Honestly,
moments.
I don't know when the last time I've seen the original Toxie. I will say that's one of those movies I haven't seen probably since I was a kid. So it'd be interesting to watch. We should watch the. Well, we should watch it.
I think they're free on Tubi or Pluto. Or,
probably,
they're
we
free.
should watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I love my heroes from New Jersey, anti-heroes from New Jersey.
Anti-heroes from New Jersey. Yeah.
So I'm down.
No, I mean, look, it's I love Troma. I mean, they're pretty bad, but I think that's why people like it. People like bad art. If they don't understand it, it's bad.
Or
and
at least
bad.
we want the freedom to choose.
Right.
Between good and bad art.
I want the freedom to choose what's good or bad art.
Yeah.
right?
Sometimes you want. I mean, that's why like wrestling exists. Sometimes you just want to kick back and watch something that's easy to digest and understand, and not have to.
That's why I'm going to put up my little Barry McGee and Margaret Kilgallen, rest in peace, figures made by Tokion.
Looking towards the future, I think this weekend, the 5th and the 6th, this is kind of barren. I know there's the Hollywood show that I like to go to.
Oh, is the Hollywood show this weekend?
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, Friday and Saturday. I'm not sure who the big names are.
Dust off those autograph books and dust off them faces, everybody.
I always like to bring my dog Freddie. The celebs always love Freddie.
Mm-hmm.
I love hunting the 8x10s. There are IPs that I enjoy. I didn't think I was going to go this week.
Well, last time you went because RoboCop
was a big one, and then there were I skipped a couple. I think.
Yeah.
This weekend for me is Oasis at the Rose Bowl.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
a big one.
That's a good one. That's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm. And then let me see. There's PCC
on Sunday.
First of the month. First Sunday of the month.
Yeah, you can see all your local degenerates there. We're all there.
And then I think kind of barren for me selling
Barron Trump.
Lately. I was gonna go Dune, but I forgot. Is that the Baron?
Baron. Oh yeah.
You are selling at the Paper Show in Arcadia in
in
10
not
days?
this weekend. Next weekend, I will be at the Masonic Lodge. The Arcadia Masonic Lodge in Arcadia, California.
Duarte
Road.
Yeah.
We're blowing this spot up. I want everyone to show up. Shout
all
out
your paper.
Shout out
favorites.
Jeremy. Shout out Ralph Bowman. Shout out my boy Bob. Shout out Gary.
Terry, if he makes it.
Shout out Terry Stroud.
Shout out to Domino's Pizza.
Oh yeah, they got that free.
Specials.
They got that free pizza. Rest in peace, Buzz, the OG paper dealer. And got some young guys. I think Ari, he'll be there. We'll have Mike from Seattle. Who else? Doug. I only know everyone's by their first name, except Ralph Bowman.
If any of them are listening and they're not vegan, if they're meat eaters, the spot to hit up just down the street is Taco Lita. It's like a glorified white man gringo tacos,
Dude,
but they're delicious.
We're gonna lose our Moby gratis if you keep talking about this much meat. I think I can only do so much as your vegan anchor, so we have our free theme song.
I don't think they'll mind.
No, I think it's okay. I think it's okay. We're not.
But Taco Lita is the spot. I think it's been open since the '60s or something. But it's a local favorite in Arcadia. Very
Can I get
simple.
beans? The beans have. They gotta have veg. I feel like places most beans are vegetarian.
But their cheese is not. I wouldn't recommend it.
It's hard.
It's like school cafeteria stuff.
It's not easy being a vegan in California because of But there are that's not true because there's some amazing vegan. Shout out Cena Vegan, not like John Cena.
Yeah, I figured.
But it's like CNA. That's some bomb LA vegan food. There's a couple other ones, but that's the only one I could think of right now. But yeah, it's hard being a vegan because it's like the thing that makes tacos so good a lot of times is the cheese and sour cream.
Yeah. Yeah, and the meat.
Well, the meat you can substitute pretty easy these days, I think.
I've never had bad vegan food with you. I've never had a bad meal that was vegan with you.
No, because I like to go to better vegan
and a lot of
places.
times I'm like the vegan food has more flavor than the regular food that you can get. I mean,
that's sometimes they have to. Do.
I find it. I mean, to me, it's an exotic food. It might as well be like an Indian food or a Mediterranean food. Like vegan food, to me, is the same thing, except they span across different cultures and cuisines. As well.
And a lot of cultures have very much a obviously Indian and Ethiopian places like that have a very they're already pretty much like a lot vegetarian or vegan as it is.
Everything's got to get paired, and I mean, I think the fried tofu. The tofu is a game changer no matter where you go. And, with what they can do now with like the dehydrated watermelon and jackfruit and stuff, it's like, wow. Sky's the limit.
Whoever figured that out.
Yeah.
I mean, jackfruit, like you can, that if you do it right, I mean, like a pulled pork sandwich.
Yeah, I want to try
like,
that, and I want to try like they say it's like a tuna substitute, the watermelon.
Yeah.
Dehydrated watermelon is kind of like a tuna substitute.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I'll get us like lunch because we usually like try to eat lunch before the show so we're like energetic. So go to Maceiel's, the vegan,
sandwich,
the vegan Spanish spot. That's a favorite of mine. They do a good, they do a tuna melt that I haven't tried yet, and I'm just really nervous because I used to, and I don't know if it was because of Pee Wee, because didn't he order like a tuna melt and like a shake?
Shoot, man,
remember?
You would know better than me, man. I just know bonjour, Pee Wee.
Well, I remember when he has to like wash the dishes, like because he's like he orders the food and then he's like, I don't have my wallet, and then she's like, and then he's like, she's like, I think you worked off that tuna melt and
That's so
milkshake by now.
Okay.
And so as a kid, I was like, what's a tuna melt? And it sounded kind of gross at first because you're like, but then it's like, it's delicious. So I've been a little nervous because I'm like, I don't know, like for whatever reason, like fake fish freaks me out. Is that weird?
Like imitation crab?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though it shouldn't, I just think it's this idea. Because I think what it is like tuna fish freaks me out. Especially when you get older and then you have sushi and you're like, wait, this, like what? How is this? How is that tuna
raw
and
tuna
that
and
tuna?
they're completely different. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And processed canned tuna.
Because that's the thing is like when you're a kid, and even now, it's like maybe not now because now you can buy like where it's all shredded and stuff, but like when you're a kid and you open it up and, it's like now you can get it in water and if there's like oil and you just like see all this stuff and you're like, what is it?
Canned tuna is kind of gross. That's why I usually like to get my tuna salad prepared already. I don't want to mess with that.
Make it, yeah.
I'm gross. I'll get it at Subway and stuff. I'll leave the tuna there. Sorry.
I mean, look, dude, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
So this lot going on this month though. I think it's a busy.
We got the paper show and then possibly the LA card show and then your rare book thing coming up. So you are going to be busy.
I'm going to be busy. Yes. So
I'll be more free. I'll come help you out with some of that stuff and
Thank you, Ronnie.
Maybe meet some of you people out there and we can talk more about tuna melts. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. In pop culture and in movies recently, there was a Doctor Strange with Wong interaction where he was like, I wouldn't say no to a tuna melt or something. And I mean, for the Asian guy in a Marvel movie to bust out a tuna melt reference, I thought was very interesting.
Well, maybe the writer watched Pee Wee like me, Pee Wee's Big Adventure, and they're like, I always ever heard tuna melt. It always like, wow, tuna melt.
Yeah. And we watched Howard the Duck over at Rude Shop. We need to talk more about that because
dude,
we were watching that and
it's like what Trey and I like. What movie stars two pedophiles?
Wow,
Howard the Duck. So we didn't know is that Howard the Duck is played by Chucky. The guy who played Chucky,
Ed Gein, is it Ed Gein?
No, Ed Gein is the cannibal,
sorry,
serial killer that they based Texas Chainsaw Massacre on. Ed, whoever, the little guy who played Chucky. He was a pedophile, and then, or he got in trouble for diddling or whatever. He was trying to meet up with some underage boys.
Was Jeffrey Jones,
and so was Jeffrey Jones. So it was kind of sad. But with that said, what a great piece of, that's an underrated. I mean, that's such a great 80s film. It's early special effects, but a lot of practical effects.
Yeah, practical duck nudity.
Oh my
gosh.
So many Easter eggs because George Lucas produced it, right? So
Star Wars,
Raiders, all this stuff. And then what's her name? She's the mom from Back to the Future.
Thompson.
Leah Thompson. She's really young. She's in a punk band, and she almost has sex with Howard the Duck until they get caught.
Interspecies,
yeah. But that was a fun.
It's out there. I remember my dad rented that movie and showed it to us. He's like, Howard the Duck. We're like, Howard the Duck.
I know, right? Because I think even when we were kids, even though there was it's a comic book. It's well, I never saw that comic.
Yeah.
It's I wasn't that cool, I guess. That the one, his first appearance was Swamp Thing. Okay. I wasn't paying attention.
Out there.
Sorry. I think it's Swamp Thing, right? Someone's gonna be like, it wasn't Swamp Thing.
Well, they'll tell us if we need to know. Let me see.
Anybody watching this?
Kind of quiet this week, Johnny Ryan. Oh, you said I was scared when
Ronnie looked
we were
scared.
talking about
Yeah,
the Super Chief.
And Kevin says, I have that photo of Ronnie found in an issue of National Geographic about pygmy Asians. Yeah.
Don't tell anyone my
Kevin.
secrets. Just post it online.
I do like I do like Asian on Asian hate. Cracks me up. No, like Asian guys that crack jokes at other Asian guys.
Yeah, ribbing.
Yeah. It's fun. I like to
sometimes. No, just kidding. Yeah, it's always fun.
Nah, it's just if it's funny, it's funny.
Well, is there anything else we need to add? Anything else you want to cover?
No, I think that's it for today.
Pretty much.
I didn't get to show my bozo. Here, let me just show my bozo badge.
Show your bozo. Oh, hold on.
I was like,
go ahead, show your bozo badge.
This is my
you bozo the clown.
This is my bozo the clown Western Police Assistant Chief badge. Don't mess with bozo. Anyways, that's it.
It looks appropriate with your sunglasses.
Yeah. Please pull over, bozos.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for spending some time with us.
Don't get arrested by Bozo the Clown.
Replay.
Oh, yeah. Like, subscribe.
Smash
the like button.
Comment.
Please.
We'll be here next Wednesday, 5 p.m. We'll see you guys then. Peace.
Woo.